Hello, you beautiful probers. You.
Howdy, howdy.
Welcome to a very special episode of But It Was Aliens. Why is it special, you ask? Well, it's Twatface's birthday today.
Who's that?
And because I can't surprise him with an episode, I'm just going to make him do shots at specific times.
Why can't you surprise me with an episode?
Because you know it's not going to be aliens. Because it's your birthday. So
Not necessarily.
You're doing shots.
You could have made one that didn't seem like it was aliens, but turned out to be aliens.
You're doing shots.
Do we get to vote on this?
Nope. So let's start as
this
we
is
mean
gonna
to go on.
Come back to you in a few months' time, don't you?
That's fine. I'm your host today, Moonwalker, and he is Greybeard. If you haven't listened to us before, and even if you have, we are But It Was Aliens, the extraterrestrial comedy podcast. Each week we take it in turns to bring a probe to the table and decide whether it's extraterrestrial, bullshit, or a misunderstanding. But for special times like today, we switch it up and bring you something other than aliens. And today is one of those days. So strap in and enjoy the ride. Greybeard, do a shot.
Hold on. You're just saying I'm going to have to do a shot every time you say do a shot?
Yep.
If I end up in hospital...
Don't worry, I've not been that much of a bastard.
Just remember, what goes around comes around.
Then comes around again.
What goes around really goes around. Time is on my side. Yes, it is. Shot coming up.
Shot gone down. Today's probe takes us across the pond to the US of A.
I haven't done one of them for so long. Forgot the burn.
Ohio, to be precise. Ohio is the 17th state admitted to the Union. Ohio is also historically known as the Buckeye State, with Ohioans known as the Buckeyes. So hello to any Buckeyes we have out there listening.
What does Buckeye actually mean? Is it like when your eyes point in different directions?
I have no idea.
We're so educational, though.
I know.
Buckeye!
As you know, it's not aliens today, but we are looking into something green.
Supergreen.
Oh, it better be frogs.
Let's go back to May 1955. A businessman, who I unfortunately couldn't find the name and age of, so we're going to create a name and backstory for this guy. Let's call him Kevin.
I was thinking in my head, it's either going to be Kevin or Mr. John.
And let's make him 37.
37?
So,
What?
old-ass Kevin.
So why are you adding years on?
I never said this was you.
You're a swine.
So, old-ass Kevin was travelling down an unnamed road which runs along the Miami River in Clermont County on the outskirts of Loveland. I feel like this road needs a name too. Kev needs to do a shot road.
Is this what we need to do?
Yep.
I thought you weren't taking the piss.
I'm not.
2 minutes in.
So 37-year-old Kevin is driving down Kev needs to do a shot road. Don't worry, you don't have to do one now. At 3:30 a.m.
And it burns!
What business he's in, I don't know. But he's had a hard day and needs a shot. But as he's driving, that would
need
be
a shot.
irresponsible. So Kev, you can do a shot for him.
What?
So do a shot, please, Kev.
You said it
Thank
wasn't
you.
getting out of fucking hand.
It's not.
Out of hand. Thumbs up. I was going to gurgle on that. But then I thought that's just going to burn.
As Kevin was driving, he was heading towards a bridge. As he approached, he could make out what seemed to be 3 figures lurking near it. Not wanting any trouble, I'm assuming Kevin slowed down and watched, switching his lights off, as that would have been too obvious and would have drawn attention to him. He sat and waited for the figures to move, but what he saw once his eyes had adjusted shocked him to his very core, because what he thought to be 3 thugs or hooligans waiting to ambush some poor, lonely soul turned out to be something much, much worse. Standing on the bridge were 3 beings standing at approximately 3 to 4 foot on their hind legs. But what was weirder still was that they had what looked to be webbed hands, and on closer inspection, assuming he squinted and used focus like a Pokemon, he could make out leathery skin and frog faces.
Frogs!
Now, it's unsure if they'd seen Kevin at this point, but he explains that they were having some kind of conversation when one of them held aloft its magic sword and yelled, "By the power of Grayskull!" Okay, so it didn't hold aloft the magic sword at all. It held aloft a magic wand,
A wand?
instead.
It's a wizard frog. Amazing. This could be aliens at this point. I'm just putting that out there.
And it shot sparks into the air, which then caused Kevin to drop a deuce and scupper. This is the first official sighting of the Loveland Frog, which made Kevin release his bowels. Kev, do a shot.
Firstly, fuck you. Secondly, I'm nearly halfway through the bottle.
Do you have anything to say on the first sighting?
Wizard frogs. I'm so in. This is real. I can't think of any way in which this could be bullshit. I need to know what they sounded like. I really hope they talk.
I don't remember if there is actually any words.
What sort of
I
wizards?
may have done it though.
Are they like Hogwarts wizards, or are they like Gandalf wizards, or are they like Merlin wizards?
Why would you want to be Hogwarts wizard?
Because you have access to probably more powers than what you do
Unless
under
you're
the other 2
Voldemort,
categories.
the rest are just shit.
He went to Hogwarts.
Did he though?
Yes, he did.
Went for a vacation.
He was in Slytherin.
Went for time off.
Time off from...
Dunno. Being Voldemort. You wanted to relax.
He thought he'd go have a couple of years as Tom Riddle, get a Hogwarts degree.
Yeah, do it for fun.
So he went to Hogwarts.
Oh, God, I hate Harry Potter.
Can you do a Kermit the Frog impression?
I can, but I'm not going to do one.
Well, you've just disappointed all 16 of our listeners.
Sorry, listeners. This, however, is not the most significant sighting. This is just the first. But it just so happens that Kevin was able to describe what he saw, and I have an artist's sketch as evidence. So, if you would like to scroll, but after you've done a shot...
You're a dick. Ouch. My sound quality is going to be all over the place because I'm literally reaching and grabbing shots from a table beside us and necking them, so apologies for that, but quite frankly, I couldn't give a shit.
Shot. Fuck you. Okay. And if you would now like to scroll...
Well, maybe I don't want to. Maybe I just want to stop right here.
And have a look at the picture.
It's Kermit and Gandalf in one. So what we have here is quite literally Kermit the Frog with Gandalf's hat on, Gandalf's robe on, smoking a pipe a la Gandalf in Lord of the Rings, with Gandalf's stick. It's Kermalf or Gammit. Oh, that's amazing. This is so real.
Okay, so what we've gathered is that this Kermit the Grey looking son of a bitch isn't really a picture of the Loveland Frog.
Is it not?
But
I didn't gather that. I was like,
but it's terrifying nonetheless. Kermit the Creep walks up to you. So, hey there, Kevin. What you got there, Kevin?
nothing.
So, if it's nothing, you wouldn't mind me taking a look?
What are you doing?
Probe!
Ah!
He treats you like Miss Piggy and probes your ass, and there's nothing you can do about it.
Take it, Miss Piggy.
You can't fight his wand.
Ah, Miss Piggy. Hey, Miss Piggy.
You can't fight his wand or his wand.
God, double ender.
Now let's time travel forward nearly 20 years to March 1972, where a police officer, you hear that? Police officer.
I heard that.
Such a trustworthy soul. Police officer Ray Shockey was driving on Riverside Drive near the Toots Boot factory at about 1 a.m. I don't know what the weather is generally like in Ohio around this time of year, but Officer Shockey was driving slowly due to the high concentration of ice on the roads. He notices to the side of the road what looks like a wounded dog. Before he could do anything, the creature leapt in front of his car, causing him to slam on his brakes. The car skidded due to the ice, but luckily he wasn't going too fast. As Officer Shockey gathered himself, he looked up and his headlights were on the creature, as if it was a play and the spotlight was on it. And this thing played its part perfectly.
I just got a visual image of that frog you showed me a minute ago, Gandalf frog, with car headlights sitting on top of his head. And they just come on full beam. Oh, well, hey. Hey there, Miss Pickett.
Like a scene from an old monster movie, this creature slowly stood up on its hind legs, with its gaze fixed firmly on Officer Shockey, who was shocked at this point, before it turned and scrambled over the guardrail and down the embankment, then into the Ohio River. Officer Shockey describes the creature as being around 3 to 4 foot tall and weighing in the area of 50 to 70 pounds. I don't know why this never bugged me before. But let's see how people can look at something like human, animal or whatever and say it weighs between such and such.
Could be hollow.
People, you need to quit with this bullshit. Kev, do a shot.
That didn't even follow on from anything. Am I paying the price for the people's bullshit here? People, you need to stop with this bullshit right now.
Kev is paying the price for it. He's reaching for those shots. Slower and slower each time.
That's because they're further and further away. I've got all the ones that are close. Oh, it burns.
Shockey also claims that the creature's skin had a leathery look to it.
Fuck the creature.
And its features resembled those of a frog or lizard. Ray goes back to the precinct and tells other officers what happened. And either out of police code, sticking together, or wanting to prove that Shockey was full of shit, the department actually investigate his claims.
We have a problem here. Because I'm doing shots, it's making me completely lose track of the story. All I can remember is that Officer Shockey saw Kermit the Frog with car headlights on top of his head.
He went on top of his head.
In the 70s, I think?
72.
Okay, I took that bit in. And then my mind is just blank. I'm just thinking, God, my throat burns. Gandalf, Kermit. How big were they?
3 to 4 foot.
So between knee and waist height.
Standing on their hind legs.
Why are people... He ran away from it. He filled his pants, didn't he? Or?
It jumped the guardrail.
And then...
Went into the river.
Okay, so he didn't run away from it.
Nope.
I was going to say, because I reckon I could take one of these things. As long as it didn't have a wand.
Well,
if I had a wand, I reckon you could take it.
The first group had a wand. And that's the one where Kevin shit himself.
Oh, hold on. So the first one had a wand. This one, it was just a big lizard-looking thing.
Lizard, frog.
And this was a copper saying it, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So we've got a clearly, fully credible man saying that he saw a big lizard. Do we know that it wasn't someone dressed up as a lizard?
I'm pretty sure. Oh, please don't stick your tongue out at me like that again. I'm pretty sure that he would be able to tell if it's a human dressed as a lizard.
So you say you have faith in Officer Shockey. You're vouching for Officer Shockey.
I wrote this quite a couple of weeks back. I have faith in Officer Shockey to this point because I can't remember the rest of it. Another officer went out to the scene to possibly call bullshit or support Shockey's claims. When the officer arrived at the scene, they saw no creature whatsoever. But when they looked at the guardrail it had supposedly jumped over, they reported seeing distinct scratch marks where it had leapt over.
Could have been a dog.
Well, that's physical evidence right there from two well-respected, credible police officers. Let's complete this trifecta. 2 weeks later, Mark Matthews, a police officer, 3. That's the magic number. 2 + 2 is 4, minus 1 is 3. Quick maths. We now have 3 police officers involved. Officer Matthews was driving into Loveland when he saw what he believed to be an injured animal by the side of the road. Matthews, being a champion of the animal kingdom, brought his car to a stop to help this sick creature.
Fine man.
When out of nowhere, in horror movie style, it stood up onto its hind legs. In front of him, a 3 to 4 foot leathery skinned frog-headed creature staring right into his soul.
Yeah, eat that soul. Come on.
Matthews, however, didn't freak out, and he didn't shit his pants like Kevin had. Cool as a cucumber, he unholsters his gun, which I'm going to imagine is, in this scenario, as a 44 Magnum, stares this leather-skinned bastard right in his bulging froggy eyes, and says, "Feeling froggy? Then leap." Yeah, he didn't say that, but I'm going to believe that's what he thought. And I picture Matthews looking like Kyle Chandler, who plays Bruce Baxter in King Kong, one of the greatest movies ever made. Fight me.
The modern King Kong.
Yep, fucking love that film.
With Jack Black in it. Mm-hmm. I watched half of that in the cinema, nearly fell asleep with a girl.
Disgusting. It's one of the greatest love stories ever made.
I'll tell you the rest of that story off air.
Now I know why you fell asleep. Scarface, Predator, King Kong, Dumbo. Top 4.
Men in Black, Independence Day, District 9, Arrival.
Fight me.
Company line, y'all.
So I've got 2 pictures just there for you to look at. Both are of Kyle Chandler. Now, if you merge them both together, so the moustache and the glasses, that's what I imagine Matthews to look like.
Okay.
Now, the creature must have twitched an eyelid or something because Matthews shot it. But it survived. Not only did it survive, it hobbled towards the guardrail the whole time, keeping its gaze upon Matthews, who is either a terrible shot and should never carry a 44 Magnum, or he just wanted to wound the beast. But it hobbled to the guardrail, climbed over, and disappeared.
It maintained eye contact the whole time. I love that.
This thing wasn't shook.
Like, hey, you little bitch. You shot me. Say hey, you shot me, little bitch. I'm gonna mess you up. You shot me.
Creamy.
Cream blood. You like watercolours? This could be the inspiration for old Greg.
Ooh, I've never thought of that.
What? Mother liquor. Why are they shooting it? It doesn't seem to have attacked people yet. It's just there. People scare it or attack it and then it runs away. Mm-hmm. Pet it. Make it your pet.
It hasn't seemed to do anything threatening in the slightest.
Yeah.
I mean, we've seen it, or we've not seen it. We've heard it's held aloft a magic wand and shot out some sparks of some kind. That could have just been a flare to alert others of its kind as to where they are.
Yeah. If Kermit the Frog popped up beside you right now, what would you do?
Depends. Does he have a wand?
Yeah. He's got a big wand.
In the face.
Makes sense. But I suppose what I'm overlooking is that they left marks on the fences they're jumping over. To leave scratch marks in a fence, you've probably got to have quite big claws, so it's probably quite an aggressive looking frog with claws. That's weird.
So the fact that it has a wand...
No, that's fine.
Isn't weird.
No, he's a wizard.
Claws.
But what sort of... Yeah, I mean, fancy holding a wand with claws. That's unusual.
If you think sightings of the creatures are dead and buried, part of a bygone era, if you will, where people will believe anything without proof, you'd be wrong. Let's hop into our time machines again. Whoa. Before we do,
Fuck's sake.
Kev, do a shot.
Knew that was coming. You green bastard.
Right. We're in, and the year is 2016.
Ooh, recent.
Sam Jacobs and his girlfriend were out taking a stroll by the river, playing Pokemon Go.
Yeah, boy!
Trying to catch themselves a shiny Greninja, and they come up on the legendary Loveland Frog Man.
They do what to the Frog Man?
You dirty bastard.
You said it!
That's got to be worth some money as a Pokemon card. Fuck your Charizard. Give me a Loveland Frog Man.
All day long.
Well, being tech-savvy individuals, they also didn't panic and happened to catch them all. Sorry, catch it on film. They managed to catch it on film.
I had questions there.
Kev, if you would like to click that link and watch this short video.
What's that all?
So now that you've seen the proof, I hope you're ready to believe. Okay, you miserable bastard. You're watching it again, aren't you?
Yeah.
Okay, he's just
It's going to be
checking.
an ad, isn't it?
He's just checking the footage again, just to confirm 100% in his mind that he has seen the Loveland Frog.
No, what I've done is I've paused it so I can see. I should probably describe what this video is.
Oh, yeah, go for it.
So it's a complete pitch black screen, but two off-white lights that I guess look kind of like eyes moving around, and they do move in line with each other. But this is something that anyone could create. It's do you know what? Just go and watch it yourselves. You got to link these in the show notes, obviously.
Yep.
It's it's not too far away from the thing I described earlier about the frog having car headlights on its head. So that's interesting, at least.
Okay, you miserable bastard. I knew you'd try to find some reason to complain about the evidence. So I have more.
That looks like an absolutely normal frog with eyes cut from Ghostbusters 2 when, what's his name? That's not going to come back to me today.
I'm not going to know it. I haven't seen Ghostbusters 2 since I was a kid.
Is it Vigo's assistant? Was it Vigo? The painting, the guy who talks to the painting, he goes walking in the dark with like lights coming out of his eyes at one point. They've taken those lights and put them on a frog. Basically, we're looking at a frog here that's been photoshopped with two white lights on its face. Completely genuine. This is real, guys.
You say Photoshop,
and girls and everyone that's not either of those.
Reflection in the water.
Well, the frog, they could have taken a photo of a frog and just stuck those two white lights on it. What's the reflection in the water got to do with it?
You know, if they're photoshopping the top half,
they could Photoshop the bottom half. I could do that myself.
I'd love to see you do it. So this
Probably
is taken...
do it better.
So this is taken from the video and cleaned up a little. Look at that froggy bastard.
What?
Casual as fuck.
That was taken from that video.
They cleaned it up.
No. The lights aren't even the same size. I've got the other video paused. It's completely different. This is brilliant.
We have other sightings of the Frogman, but I couldn't find anything pertaining to time frame. So here's a couple more stories of the sighting. 1. A farmer spotted a large reptilian with
Alien.
Large circular eyes and pointy teeth. The creature didn't attack the farmer. Instead, it silently slipped back towards the water's edge.
These are friendly things, aren't they?
2. Kev, do a shot.
What was that?
I have no idea.
This is not fun.
Another encounter happened when a woman was swimming in the Ohio River near Evansville. Apparently, the frogman grabbed her by the legs and tried to pull her underwater. She was able to kick herself free and was helped by a bystander. The woman was left with scratches and tears on her legs, and oddly, she was left with something strange for a couple of days. A green handprint, which stained her leg.
What the frick?
If you think any of these folks merely mistook the Loveland Frog for a mere frog or toad, you'd be massively mistaken, as the largest frog in the world is the Goliath frog, which can grow to 13 inches in length. Remember, these wand-carrying bastards are 3 to 4 foot.
Oh, I'm completely in.
So here is a picture of said Goliath frog.
Crikey.
That's a huge frog, isn't it?
My gosh. So a man is holding up this frog. The frog starts just below the top of his own head, and the legs come down to just above his waist. Either he's really, really short and his body is disproportionate, or that is a big frog. Mm-hmm. That's got to be bigger than 13 inches. That looks about 3 to 4 foot. That is not 13 inches. I've seen 13 inches.
Have you now?
Yeah, 13 inches comes down to near my knee. That is, yeah, that's a... If I saw that jumping out of a pond...
With a wand?
Oh, with a wand, yeah. like legit. But if I saw that by itself coming out, I'd think that's a model. Someone's made that. Frogs can't be that big.
And just below, here is a picture of the world's biggest toad.
Mario! Granville has inserted a picture of Toad from the Mario series into the research notes today.
Someone dressed as Toad.
Okay, and he's got hoofs by the looks of it as well. Or she. I mean, the style of clothing makes me think that's based on the male Toad from the computer games. Mm-hmm. But could be...
That is the worst Toad costume ever.
Yeah, that's impressive.
Before I continue, is there anything you would like to question or go over?
Yeah, that video was completely real. That was amazing. The photo that was taken from the video definitely wasn't a photo of a frog that was blurred out and then given 2 white lights. Also completely legit and really convincing. This is real. These things could be aliens. I don't think these things exist on our planet. If these things are here, walking around all froggy and shit...
Well, if they were here, wouldn't they exist on our planet?
Yeah, but they didn't originate from our planet, is what I'm trying to elaborate upon, you rude, interrupting bastard.
I'll let you have that.
Do a shot.
Fuck off. So both officers garnered attention from this event. The town was talking, there were increased sightings, the police were worried that teens would be teens and tried to hunt this thing down. It was not a good time to be Shockey or Matthews. They received attention in the worst way. Some thought they were crazy, and their integrity was called into question. They were also ridiculed throughout the town. Matthews had had enough. Both he and Shockey refused to talk about it, but Matthews took it one step further. He completely recanted his story. No take-backsies were clearly not a thing for him growing up. He not only took it back, but took it back. Shined that sumbitch sideways and stuck it straight up Shockey's candy ass. He claimed that he shot the creature, which turned out to be a pet iguana that had lost its tail. He killed it and took its carcass to show Shockey, who, according to Matthews, Shockey admitted that that was what he saw. Shockey, however, also had a change of heart and went to the council to try to persuade them to adopt the Loveland Frog as a mascot and capitalise on it to increase the town's revenue. The council did not take to this idea and dismissed it.
Oh, they've missed out on some money there. That was a goldmine idea.
So there we have it. The Loveland Frog. Is it real or is it fake?
So real.
Did the officers really see it?
Yeah.
Or were they drinking on the job?
No way.
Or did the Loveland Frog get to Matthews with its wand powers? Is this Harry Potter being the little evil frog bitch he is and messing with the good people of Ohio?
Harry Frog.
Where's Voldemort when you need him? Kev, do a shot and then tell me your thoughts.
I'm not going to have any thoughts after I've done this damn shot, am I? For the horde. The initial bit isn't the bad bit. It's in a few seconds now coming to me. When it burns, that's the unpleasant experience.
I've not done those shots in so long.
Yeah,
just imagine what that's like.
Mm-hmm.
I
you fucking will do.
I might do one after this episode.
One bottle, my friend. I'm gonna pull out your birthday episode for next year and record it now. Ad lib. Right, what am I doing?
Giving your thoughts on the episode? Is the frog real?
Oh, yeah, of course. It's absolutely real. I'll fight you over this. It's real. I mean, that frog was big in the real photo.
Yeah.
Oh, is that a genuine...
That's a genuine frog.
I'm going to look up those frogs to see more that size, because that is bonkers. If I saw one of those in a pond, I'd pick it up and take it to the sea. My gosh, you need more space, friend.
I wouldn't be picking it up.
Well, I'd use a... Oh, I couldn't use a net. That's a bit inhumane. I'd use a big pointy stick and get it to cling on.
You'd probe it, would you?
Whoa.
Kev's out here probing frogs.
No, he's not. So, where did this happen?
Ohio.
Loveland, Ohio. Okay. So, what is this creature then? I know you've called it a frog.
The Loveland Frog.
Yeah, but what is it really? It's like 4 foot tall, and it's got a magic wand and claws.
Well, I think
and
it's Harry
headlights.
Potter. Being a little wizard bitch.
Are there more encounters with this thing?
No, this is the end of the...
Which one made it really famous?
I think it was the first one.
The wand one.
Yeah.
The real one. Oh, those shots. The one with the wand happened first.
Yep.
Did the officers know about that and then try to embellish on it?
I don't know. I'm assuming they would have, but I don't know how big of a story, like if this is a local tale in Ohio that everyone knows of.
Yeah. I wouldn't feel comfortable if I was living in a town where my police officers were trying to advertise a story about a wizard frog in the way it feels like they're looking for money in some way, but have not come across it and then been like, oh, okay, well, the city should lead on this and make some money.
Yeah.
And the city's been like, nah, we have credibility, mate.
So I'm wondering, is the Loveland Frog real?
Am I saying that it's froggies?
Yeah, pretty much.
I'd love to say yes. I'd absolutely love to say yes. So I'm going to say, yeah. No, I can't. I can't do it to myself. So I think the latter two stories are utter crap. But what I'm wondering in my head is whether these people did actually see something and misinterpreted it, like the iguana, was it? Mm-hmm. I've never seen an iguana without a tail. I couldn't say what that looks like or whether that would lead me in perhaps less light circumstances to interpret it as a giant frog.
I've not seen one without a tail either.
But that was definitely a frog wizard in the first one.
They think that maybe it was an iguana that had grown too big, so the owners, like it was a pet, and the owners
okay.
let it loose.
Yeah.
Losing of its tail. Is it one of the reptiles where its tail can grow back?
I have no idea. I'm not an expert in reptiles, only reptilians.
And also, if it stood up on its hind legs, I suppose it could be 3 to 4 foot, because those things grow.
I didn't know they could stand up. Their bodies don't look...
It said it climbed over the guardrail, so if it was to pull itself up on the guardrail, it would look like it's standing. And they just, in shock, it stood and stared at me.
That video was awful, though.
I will link the video in the show notes so you can see.
I can't say that it was froggies, but I really, really want to.
So there we have it. This episode is not froggies. If you would like to wish Kevin a happy birthday, you can do at Instagram at But It Was Aliens Podcast, on Twitter at But It Was Aliens, and on Facebook at But It Was Aliens, or within our Facebook group, Extraterrestrial Towers. I've been Moonwalker, and he's been Grainbeard. Stay safe, and remember, the truth is up there. #proba. Kev, do a shot.
You're kidding?
No.
There's not any left.
I thought that might have been one there.
Got the name!
Peace.
Ta-ta.